Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Shani Collins Woods, and welcome to Ask Dr. Shani. On this channel, I talk about all things related to self-care, self-compassion, healthy boundaries, and faith and spirituality, as well as to sex. So today's topic is going to be related to self-care. If you see me looking down, I have some notes made. Before I get into the video, I kindly ask that you subscribe to my channel, hit that notifications bell, and share this video with those who may be interested in learning more about success, self-care, faith and spirituality, and healthy boundaries. This is kind of like a lifestyle channel as well, so I just talk about all those things I previously mentioned, and then I will share some snippets of my life. I don't try to get too deep because it is the internet, and I like to maintain a level of privacy. But today I'm going to be talking about a subject that is very important to me, and it is self-care. It's been a while since I checked in with you all. Thank you to the new subscribers, and thank you for just being a part of just my channel. I'm still growing. I'm still learning about YouTube, but I like to share information, whenever I feel like sharing it. And so today I'm going to be talking about self-care. I want to share with you some things I have been doing to practice more self-care. We are still in the pandemic. So many new variants of this coronavirus coming out. Things seem to be headed back to a place of being normal, but things just come up. And so as we deal with daily stresses, we all need to think about ways to be more intentional about self-care. I wrote a book called The She Devotional, 31 Daily Inspirations for Women's Spirit, Health, and Emotions, where I talk about the importance of mind, body, and spirit, that connection. So like if one area of your life is out of sync, it impacts the other two areas. So personally, I have been doing several things to shore up self-care because I'm a busy person. I'm a wife, I'm a professor, I'm a caregiver, I have other side projects and things that I take on and that I'm doing. And so those things can sometimes be very stressful. Managing it all can be very stressful. So let me give you some tips on what I've been doing, and I would be very much interested in learning what you have been doing to practice self-care in your own life. To start, personally, just on a spiritual level, I have been trying to listen to more sermons. So I like to listen to sermons at night when I'm preparing to wind down. One of the sermons or the pastors I've been listening to is Joyce Meyer. Joyce Meyer wrote the wonderful book called Battlefield of the Mind. If you haven't ever checked that book out, I would encourage you to read it. It's really good, or listen to the Audible, where she talks about, a lot of the battles we face. It really starts in our thinking. And as a social worker, that relates to me with, our thoughts impact our feelings impact, our emotions and our behavior. But really, she talks a lot about what really goes on. These battles that we face daily, they really start within our mind. But I've just been listening to her general sermons, YouTube, I've been listening to some on Spotify, because they offer a word of encouragement. And one of the things she's been really talking about is just having faith in God, believing that God can do the impossible in your life, and not being led by anxiety and fear. So check out Joyce Meyer. I also re-downloaded Rick Warren's daily devotional just on my Bible app. Rick Warren always has really powerful words, and he's pretty straightforward, to the point, and he has a lot of good messages just about faith and just practical messages. I'm a big fan of Rick Warren, Max Lucado, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer. I have listened to some Joel Osteen, and of course, our pastor, Bishop Walker. So I listen to a lot of different people, a lot of different sermons, and obviously, just trying to make sure I'm reading for myself. In terms of my health, what I have been doing over the past several months, I amped up my Peloton workout. So I was doing 30 minutes, and I was just I'm not really feeling like I'm getting a, legitimate hardcore exercise, meeting the goal that I want to meet. So I now do an hour on my Peloton when I ride. And what that has looked like for me in terms of numbers is getting anywhere between 13 to 15 miles. For example, I rode my Peloton today. I have my favorite instructors. Miss Allie Love is one of my favorite instructors. And so I did an hour, and that was 15 miles. And so my goal is to always try to get anywhere between 14 and 15 miles. I don't want to do 13, 14 and 15. And so that's what I've been doing to really make sure I'm taking care of myself physically, okay? Because that is so important when you think about self-care. I've also just been watching what I eat. Tim and I are, members of the Whole Foods plant-based community. We have a channel, Fit Vegans Rock. Check that out, our other YouTube channel. And I post mainly on that channel and on our Instagram page. But I haven't been really restricting myself too much in terms of what I eat. We try to stick within the parameters of, vegan food. But I just enjoy my life. But I am watching it and trying to do things on a, moderate basis and not overindulge. In terms of my emotions, I've just been simply checking in with myself, feeling how I feel, asking for help if I need help. Again, I mentioned I'm a caregiver as well, so if I need some help, I've been trying to ask for help and get and seek out sources of help in the area, whatever area that I need. Taking a break if I felt overwhelmed. That's important because a lot of times we just move through, we keep pushing through. And I was making a presentation before the semester ended on the Sojourner, syndrome. We know that Sojourner Truth was an abolitionist. She helped to free the slaves. But, it's like black women and women in general. We always trying to set somebody free. We're always, trying to save somebody. And sometimes that can become a lot, that strong black woman complex, that strong black woman syndrome. And it's just not really healthy. I was listening to the show The Doctors the other day, and I heard them describe it as toxic femininity. And that means that where we are always apologizing for things, always, going into a nurturing mode, taking care of everyone else, and not really dealing with how we feel about things. So I've been trying to avoid all of that and just ask for what I need, delegate, and I talk a lot about that. And feel what I'm feeling. If I feel happiness, feel happy. If I feel sadness, love, joy, anger, frustration, and be okay with those feelings. So just really being in touch with Shani, how I'm feeling, taking breaks as needed, getting the support that I need. That has been very helpful to me. Professionally, I have been firm on my boundaries, continuing to set those firm boundaries with people in my work environments, making sure that I'm accountable in the areas that I need to be accountable in. But if someone else has a job or role that is, primarily they're responsible for, not taking it on and just saying, hey, if I'm not doing something appropriately, you demonstrate. You show me how I need to do this work, or let's put this out before the team so that everyone can pitch in, okay? It's not gonna all fall on me. So making sure I'm being accountable again to myself, but also just not taking on extra work or taking on responsibilities that really belong to other people. Again, professionally, not feeling pressured to respond to text messages and calls. It is summer break, period. I'm on my break. I'm not going to be pressured to respond to people, pressured to respond to phone calls, to text messages. I will reply when I get to the messages. I'm doing okay. Everybody's okay. Let's just take a break and let's just chill. And we have to put these boundaries in place for our own wellness. We have to fight for ourselves. You have to protect yourself, and that's just what I'm doing. Also, in my personal level, just some things like just physically, just as it relates to just being healthy in general. I have made sure that I have met with my doctor. I met with my primary care physician a few months ago to talk about my health, talk about some health goals, wellness, making sure everything is moving in the appropriate way. Got my blood drawn, had labs drawn, X, Y, and Z. I had my women's wellness visit earlier this year, making sure everything is okay in that area, making sure I'm following up as needed in the appropriate areas. Also, I have recently been going to the dentist, getting my teeth repaired. I have some dental work that needs to be done. I will probably be having dental surgery in a few months, but making sure I'm sticking to my regimen in terms of making sure that my mouth is healthy, because oftentimes we forget about that. We just say, we move through and like, oh, I'll go to the dentist whenever, but that really is a big part of our self-care and health. Making sure you're going to the dentist, because like bacteria goes straight to your heart, okay? I've also been keeping my hair braided. I have been getting these beautiful knotless box braids for about 5 or 6 months now, and I'm just trying to be consistent with taking better care of my hair, because healthy hair is self-care, right? Self-care is healthy hair. And so, not making sure my ends are well, my edges aren't gone and faded away, and just making sure I'm taking care of my hair, because I will tell you the truth, I am not the best hair person. I never have been a person who's just like at the beauty shop every week. I don't even see how people do that. So I am good with these braids, taking care of them, getting my hair re-braided, getting my ends trimmed appropriately as needed, spending time with my family. My sister, my nieces, and my nephew came to visit. We had a great time. That's been really important to me. And also setting boundaries with, extended family members who want to come visit, who are saying, I need to do this, I need to come visit. Like, no, immediate circle, and y'all will be okay. Everything is okay. I know I'm being a caregiver, but you cannot bombard me, and just being firm on those boundaries. And I don't care who gets mad about it. Also, I have been trying to do some home cleaning. I've been looking at different things on YouTube and different channels where they talk about, if you haven't worn it in a year, get rid of it. And I'm going to tell you something. I have some things I haven't worn in several years. So I gave away a lot of clothing items, and I'm continuing to purge some things within my home space just to try to open up space for new things, okay? And I have also been writing, and I started working on a project in 2017, several projects, and God just gives me visions for things, and when he gives me those visions, I just write and start going to write. But some of those things, it's not the season, right? Like, there's a vision God can give you, but it has to work in his season. So some things he gave me a long time ago. Like, I wrote the She devotional. A lot of those devotionals God had given to me like 10 years before, and I had just saved them. I had been just saving them. And the same thing just applies to how God works through me in terms of my writing ministry. I can get that vision, and I write everything down and save it, upload it to the cloud. But the season has to come. So I had a project that I started on in 2017. I had started writing on it, but I put it down. Maybe because it wasn't the right season. The season is now, because I'm done with that project. So I'm looking forward to releasing a new book project in 2023. Maybe I'll get it done toward the end of this year, but I'm going to make sure it's right and correct and appropriate before I release it. But I'm super excited about that project, because I know it's going to be a life-changing, profound project for women. It's a book project, so I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about, being a vessel to really share this new message that God has given me. And so I'm just super excited about that. And for the most part, I'm looking at my list. That's about it. So those are some of the things I've just been working on, trying to take care of myself spiritually, trying to make sure my health is in the right order. Because if you don't have health, it's a wrap. You can't do anything else. So I'm just really trying to be intentional about those things. So I'm going to conclude this video, but thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell me what you have been doing to shore up your own self-care. Tell me what type of videos you would like to hear or like to see me talk about, some things you'd like to discuss. I want to start talking more about healthy relationships and boundaries. I've been watching some of this reality TV show, and people are going bananas on some of these shows. But I would like to start talking more about that. But thank you for watching this video. Give this video a big thumbs up. If you found it to be helpful, share this channel with others who may be interested in learning more about self-care, healthy boundaries, success, and faith and spirituality. Until the next time, take care and be blessed.